Hi, I noticed in your response about feedback, you mentioned that your goal was to provide instructive advice that would guide the student to learn and to not make the mistake again. But you also pointed out that the advice that you give is not actionable, there's no action behind it. So I wanted to guide you towards some things that you can do to become a more culturally responsive teacher in regards to providing students with feedback that is both clear and concise. My advice whenever giving feedback to a student is to start with a compliment. The compliment is evaluative. You're evaluating what you see, and after the compliment, you would give the student something instructive or corrective um, tip of advice that you've noticed. And then the last thing you would do is you will follow up with your advice that has the action, something that you can see. So I've written down an example for you. Let's pretend we are talking to Jamari. I would state, Jamari, I think that you're off to a great start. That right there is my compliment. I'm giving him a compliment. I'm evaluating. I noticed that you only solve one of the two steps required to solve the problem, and you use the wrong operation. Right there, I'm making a corrective statement. I'm telling him he only did one step. I'm telling him I noticed the wrong operation was used. Instructive, corrective, right there in the middle. My advice to him would sound like this: you need to slow down and carefully read what the question is asking you to do. If I were to stop right there, Jamari would leave thinking, I did great. I started off good. I only did one or two steps. I need to slow down and I need to read carefully. But what does that look like? This is the part where you get the action. When you slow down and you're carefully reading a two-step word problem, I want you to ask yourself, how can I organize it? How do we organize two-step word problems? We can make a T-chart. We could use a problem-solving triangle. We could ask ourselves, what do I know? What do I need to know? And just list down everything that's being asked of me. And that's a problem I can ask myself whether or not I have a total. So that's the action there. You're giving him a strategy that he can use to help solve a two-step word problem the next time himself. Just by giving him a compliment, instruction and correction, and advice with some action, you're giving him the feedback that he needs to go back and try this again. Because he started off great. He know that he missed one or two steps, but now he knows that he needs to slow down, read carefully, and to organize. He can make a T-chart, problem-solving triangle. He can underline keywords in the question. You're leaving him some action, so when you go back and check with him again, you can look for the action that you've given him. I hope this helps you with providing feedback to your students and becoming a more culturally responsive teacher. Thank you for completing all four of the modules, and I look forward to all of your successes.